Oh, I gotta stand. Oh, I gotta stand this the whole time. Yo, Pedro, what's up, brother? No, I'm sorry. This is my first time doing a live, so I thought I can go in and out of the app. I mean, out of YouTube. What's up, brother? Let me know. Let me know if you're still there. Let me see. It's my first time, so I'm like still getting used to this. I see. How do I check who's on here? Oh, yo, what's up, brother? What's up, Pedro? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've never done this before, like a live, but I guess I'll just talk about whatever, right? Unless someone asks me a question. I'm just pressing buttons right now. Oops, sorry. I'm just testing right now, kinda. You could chat, you could text, and I could read it, and then like we could chat like that. I'm just chilling right now with my chickens. They're right there. They're all over the place. I have like, I think it's like 15 right now. These are like the street chickens. They call it Indio chickens, and then those are like the fancy bougie chickens back there, like higher class chickens that don't mix with the street ones. They don't get along. They don't even eat the same way. Those ones right here in the back, these are like the bougiest chickens I've ever seen. Like they don't eat anything. They don't climb on stuff. They're very clean, and they think they're better than these brown guys. All right, cool, man. Yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, I don't know who else is on here. There's no way for me to see like who's here, who's not here. This is my first time doing a YouTube live, but I'm here for 2 hours. So eventually I might go into my house and charge my phone because I'm 23 an hour. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to talk about. Just chat something in the chat, whatever, just to get it started. Because I could talk about a whole array of things, but I don't know what you guys might be interested. I know I do stuff on real estate, on spirituality, on fasting. I'm still fasting, by the way. I haven't had anything yet. I was thinking of breaking it today, but a part of me is like, do it tomorrow after my run. So I don't know. I'm like, eh. I'm actually just probably waiting until like I'm really hungry, and then I'll break it. But when I see my wife eating, I kind of get hungry, to be honest. I see her like doing like not chicken, a steak. She had a porterhouse steak. Like how messed up is that? Like I bought a porterhouse steak like 2 weeks ago, and I see her eating it, my porterhouse steak, and then she feeds it to, well, at least my baby got to try it. But yeah, maybe today or tomorrow, one of these days. That's why I wanted to do the live now, because it's one of the last days, and I could do the live now because I'll probably break the fast tomorrow. But I guess I'll talk about the fast, right? I'll talk about fasting, why I started fasting. Okay, so once upon a time in New York City, I was born and raised in New York City, and like a lot of you guys, I was brought up through the system, right? My parents were separated since I was very young, 2-3 years old. They got separated, and then I just have very vague memory of my childhood. And now I know, and I became aware that this is what happens. This is what happens to people that go through a lot of trauma when they're young. So I went through that, and I went through the public school system. I barely made it out. I went to a high school in Utah, in Queens. It was called Newtown, but it was a really bad school. It was a terrible school, public school, and it felt. And now I'm also becoming aware that public schools are built like prisons. And I can go into this on a different topic, unless I'm looking at the chat room. I mean, at the chat as well. If you guys want me to talk about something specific, you can type, or else I'll just keep going. If you have questions about real estate, I could talk about real estate as well. We have 20 lots coming up on Salva here in Santa Clara, so those will be coming up. But going back to the original story until I get like a request, I went through the whole public school system, the whole thing. I went to college, the whole thing, and I kind of just followed the routine, right? Go to school, get a degree, get a job, make money, and invest. But that was because I read books. School never tells you to invest. I started to invest because that's what I decided to do, and after reading a few books. So I started to invest, and I had an okay career. I had an okay career. I wasn't poor anymore because I was very poor at one point, like extremely poor. Like my mom, my brother, and I, we used to sleep on the floor, no mattress, kind of stuff. You know, when you first come to the country, United States, that's what you have to deal with. But then I got to a point where I was comfortable, and that's where I got stuck. I got stuck in comfort, and when I got stuck in comfort, I didn't realize back then, but I was dealing with so many emotions, like a lot of emotional baggage that wouldn't let me get to the next level. And that next level is always your true potential. So you go through life following the rules, then you get to a certain point where they told you you should be, like you should have a job, you should, you know, be obedient, pay your taxes, pay your rent, but there's always something missing. And I think this is the case with everyone. Honestly, I think everyone deep down inside has a feeling that, hey, something is missing. But the people that you think don't have this going on deep down inside are the people that are extremely distracted. They're extremely distracted with just outside influences. They're distracted with alcohol, with parties, with social media, with friends, with the whole society. They're just distracted, and they never get to the root of themselves. So that's what I believe. But I always had that feeling that there was something deeper. So I started to go deep in myself and search, and I started to get into meditation like at 27, 26 because of some supernatural events. Some stuff happened to me which was pretty crazy, pretty bizarre. Um, just very, very weird stuff. I'll tell you one story. This happened to me, and my cousin was there, and so was my aunt, the person that raised me. So we're all sleeping. It's the morning. It's like 7 in the morning, and we hear an extremely loud crash outside of the window. This is when I'm living in Queens on the 5th floor of a building. We hear a very loud crash, and we all run to the window and we look outside immediately as fast as we could, and we see a car flipped upside down. And the car was in a park position. So the car wasn't like in the middle of the road. The car was in a park position, and it was completely smashed upside down. And there was no debris of skid marks or anything else anywhere near the car. So this was like a really crazy event that it was very mind-boggling. Even until now, we talk about it with, you know, my cousin and my aunt, and we have no explanation. Some people said, yeah, someone left it there, someone dropped it there, but it's literally impossible because from the moment we heard that crash noise, 2 seconds later, we're at the window. 2 seconds. There's no one that can move that fast. In 2 seconds, they can be gone. And the street, we're talking like 100 meters, which is like 300 feet. We're talking 300 feet in the distance where it's just a one-way street. There's nowhere to go. It's just building and building. So how did a car land upside down? It sounded like it was dropped from the sky and it just crashed. And that was one of the craziest events where I was like, man, like, what is reality? Like, what really is going on? What's up, Maximo? Yo, Maximo. So yeah, if there's anything you want me to talk about, this is like an open dialogue. This is more for me to hear what you guys want me to talk about, for me to learn from you guys, because I'm everywhere with this YouTube channel. I'm going all over the place. You know, I'm talking about spirituality, Jesus, fasting, real estate, business, financial freedom, El Salvadorian culture, pupusas, like you name it. I'm talking about just like, I'm just throwing it all out there, just kind of trying to see what it is that you guys want to hear. But at the same time, I'm just being myself, you know, like I've never been like a one directional type of person. And I'm still, even at my age, I'm still trying to like, all right, what is my core, you know, like my core thing. But I'll get there eventually, I'm sure. So yeah, just let me know if there's anything, if there's anything you guys want me to chat about. If not, I'm just gonna keep talking from like the top of my head, whatever pops up. I'll talk about fasting, you know, here and there, but I'm not gonna make the whole thing about fasting for 2 hours because I don't think no one wants to hear that. It's a very personal thing. Tomorrow I have a class on fasting at the School of Light for an hour where I do get into the details and the specifics and the benefits of fasting and why they don't want you to fast, etc. But I'll just tell you that they don't want you to fast, okay, guys? They don't want you to fast. The few people that are here, Pedro and Maximo, the system, society, they don't want you to fast. They don't want anyone to fast. Point blank, full stop. They don't want you to fast at all. If you were to fast, look, if a small percentage of the population were to fast for 3 days, most of these businesses would go in the negative. They would go in the red and they would panic and it would be disastrous for them. They need you to consume all day long. They need you to consume 24/7. This whole like 3 meals a day kind of like mentality, brainwashing, that's just bullshit. They just want you to look. If you're the owner of a store, if you have a deli, right, and you're the only deli in the town, and everyone has to come to your deli and shop there for their food. Like somewhere like here, like Santa Clara is a small town. A lot of people don't have cars. They just go on the pickup truck 25 cents and they have to go shop somewhere. That one place. Okay, let's say you have to go to one place. Let's say my deli, and I'm like mischievous mentally, and I have the opportunity to program the children that are coming up that I know are going to shop at my deli. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, you know, you have to eat 5 times a day. Come to my deli 5 times a day and spend money 5 times a day. You need breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and in between those 3, you need snacks to stay healthy. And I'm gonna draw you this food pyramid that is going to tell you exactly what you need to eat: bread, cheese, rice, blah blah blah. And you know, and this gets you sick. Times that I have changed. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about the about the times that now have changed, that we are not in the industrial era anymore and don't know. Oh, for sure, man. Like right now, these are crazy times, Pedro. These are very crazy times. I'm just checking my battery. People call these the information age. I agree with that, but I also believe it's the age of distraction and the age of ignorance. And that's very easy to see because you can see all the people that are famous and popular on TikTok or YouTube doing nonsense, just dancing like fool or doing pranks or acting a fool, and it gets millions of views and millions of subscribers, and they're not doing anything to add value to society. So we're sort of like back in the 1500s, in the Renaissance period, where we were supposedly in the Dark Ages. Remember, they called it the Dark Ages in the 1500s, where everyone was just a fool. Everyone was just ignorant, living in mud huts, supposedly, right? And then came the Renaissance, like enlightenment, a different way to think. We were thinking now about God, about the cosmos, about our connection to source. And I believe we're going through the same phase now, we just have phones now and clothes and cars. But we think that the material things make up who we are spiritually, and we're totally wrong. I think spiritually we're extremely disconnected right now, and it's a little bit scary. And this is one of the reasons why I left New York. Okay, I left New York City in 2023 with my wife because I just saw disaster. Look what's happening right now. Look what's happening right now in the United States. People getting shot when they're public speaking. You know, like a bunch of wars going on. Like, I don't even want to get into it. It's just so much stuff that's going on right now in the world. There's AI. There's so much information. There's so much false news. There's so much AI now that in social media where people think the stuff is real. People actually believe a lot of these things that they see in social media. I actually fell for some of these things. I thought they were real until my wife was like, no, that's AI. I was like, shit, that's AI? I had no idea. That fooled me. And imagine now the elderly people, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, they see something on social media, they'll believe it. So Pedro, that's a great point, right? And this is exactly why I am doing this fasting journey for 10. I'm on day 10. Why? Because I wanna inspire you guys for you to do it. And some people have done it. Like my boy Danny, went out for 5 days fasting and feels incredibly great, and he wants to keep going. So the reason why I'm doing the fasting right now is because these are the days, man, when you have to connect with your spirit. or else you're gonna be taken. You're gonna be taken. If you are not connected to source, if you're not connected to the truth, the lies in the media and the lies in the world will deceive you. You will be deceived 100%. So yes, this is the age of information. This is the age of AI, but this is the age of distraction and deception. But it's always been about this distraction and deception, but now it's coming at a faster rate. I recently saw an article that NASA said that there are huge, I mean, I don't know how true this is. Someone can fact check me on this, but I saw it. Someone said that there are huge alien spaceships heading to Earth, and they're the size of cities. This is funny to me though. This is funny to me though because I've been looking into this stuff since I was like 12 years old, and my wife even younger than me. But I've been looking into this stuff since I was like 12 years old, about Project Bluebeam, about space, about Nibiru, Planet X, about the Anunnaki. I mean, and I've been like over 25 years that I've been like looking into these things, and now the government is declassifying files and saying, yes, aliens exist. We are aware. We've been aware since the 70s. There's grays. There's other species. And you know what's crazy, Pedro? It's crazy that the government is out here saying all this and no one's paying attention. No one cares. What kind of world is that? What kind of world are we living in? I don't even know anymore, bro. Like, I'm honestly just focusing on my own self now. I'm focusing on just elevating my vibration as high as I can, my frequency as high as I can, and creating my own reality where I'm actually trying to help people naturally and with the most authenticity as possible, because man, there's so much crap out there. I'm laughing about the alien stuff because I've been talking about Project Bluebeam since I was like 12 years old, and you know, the friends that I had at the time were like, oh, you're crazy, oh, shut up. I've always been like the crazy guy. I've always been like the black sheep, the crazy guy. They used to call me guru, like just to poke fun at me, right? But you know, right now we're seeing everything happen. So supposedly these spaceships are coming, and you know, now the United States government has something called the Space Force. Why would the U.S. government have a Space Force? Like, do you really think our government can defend us against aliens? Come on, like these are the things that the masses believe. Like the people that are still very connected to the Matrix and that are asleep, they believe all these things. So you have to keep in mind, it's a few of us who are disconnected and are awake, enlightened, and spiritually connected. A few of us, a very small percentage, versus the mass quantity multitude of people that are completely lost and don't even want to hear it. If you try to talk to them about any of this stuff, they just cancel you out. They don't want to hear anything at all. Yeah, what I was like, going back to the aliens thing, is like Project Bluebeam is basically a technology where they're going to use holograms and project that there's like, we're being invaded by UFOs. Or else, why would Hollywood promote all these alien spaceships? Why would the government all of a sudden now say, hey, we know about aliens, they exist? Why all of a sudden now does the government have a space force? And why all of a sudden now is NASA saying, hey, there's aliens coming here. They might be here in a few weeks or in a few years. I mean, like, if you connect the dots, and if you know about Project Bluebeam, then you're just like, okay, buddy. All right, when are you going to announce this? When are you going to announce the aliens are here and they're going to invade us? And the only way for us to be united is to go under one world government. What about the space Nazis through the aid from... Okay, yeah, I mean, that's a very deep topic, space Nazis. The theory there is that the Germans during World War II made contact with some species, some alien race species, and have been collaborating with humanity. So you have to understand, you know, and this goes into like, I don't know what genre, right? But like, there are talks a lot about that this Earth is inhabited by many alien species, like the Greys are one of them. The Greys are basically like the evil, bad aliens. And supposedly, according to some theories, I'm not saying I believe this, I'm just sharing this out. I'm just kind of like freestyling here. According to theorists out there, they're saying that gray aliens are the ones that gave us our technology. in exchange for humans. Point blank. Either the Greys or the reptilians. They gave us the internet, they gave us AI, they gave us all these other things, and we give them human beings for experimenting. And this is why a lot of children go missing every single year. Look up how many children go missing every year. Look up how many children go missing every year, every single year, and ask yourself, why is this not mainstream news? You know, if a guy goes into the bank and starts shooting everyone, it's worldwide news. It's like national news, breaking news. The whole world, the whole country goes to a full stop. Then everyone's looking at the court case, right? For one guy going and killing 10 people. Not that the 10 people's lives don't matter, but how come over 1 million children go missing just in the United States and no one talks about it? That's really interesting. And if you start connecting the dots, you might get somewhere. You might get somewhere. So, yeah, these are very deep topics, but they're very true. I think they make people feel comfortable. But I think uncomfort is where, awareness begins. So that's just the truth, and I'm here to share the truth and nothing but the truth. So okay, I have 13%. So spiritual Barbie, I don't know if you can tell me if like I reconnect after or charge my phone, is it gonna end the live stream or not? How do we know if Project Bluebeam or the aliens helping the Germans? That's a good question. I mean, I think the way to know is through the media, right? Because you have to look at the media and see what they're telling you and kind of take it with a grain of salt and use that as information to dissect. Not take it as truth, but take it as information you want to dissect and investigate. It's kind of like the same reason or the same way I read books. I read books not because I take everything as total truth. I read books to understand other ways of thinking, the way people think, basically. I want to get into like the mind of the masses and see what it is that they think and to understand what narrative are they pushing on people. I mean, that's kind of been my strategy for a very long time. I don't read a lot of books because I want to know everything about the specific book, but it's just to understand at a deeper level. But yeah, so I'm here with my chickens. I'm just talking to you guys. Yeah, I appreciate even like the 1, 2, 3 people that show up, because this is cool for me too, to talk and to just to share my mind. I'm just very happy. Look, again, if 1 or 2 people go on a fasting journey, then I feel like I have achieved my goal. And I will continue to do what I'm doing because that number will grow. And that 1 person or 2 people like Danny and my uncle and other people that are changing their lives, they're gonna affect other people too. And that's the point. It's not about views, and it's not about fans or plaques or YouTube plaques or any of this other like stuff. I mean, that's cool, right? Sure, you can have that, but that's not the point. The point is the value and the impact that you make on the people that you affect. That's why I could never make like entertainment videos. There's enough entertainment, there's like, I mean, for entertainment, I watch boxing, I watch UFC sometimes, highlights, right? I watch highlights. I like boxing, I like soccer. Some people need entertainment. I watch entertainment sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But another thing is like spending all of your time watching entertainment and then just putting out like silly entertainment, just like not good stuff. So sport is one thing, sports are one thing, but I never wanted to go on YouTube and try to be funny. Well, I can't be funny anyway. I don't have that type of sense of humor, or just try to like do silly things. I'd rather just get on here and share some type of information, insight that I have with the rest of the people, and just keep on building from there. But besides all this information, knowledge, wisdom, there are actual real things that we're working on the ground floor. Salva is one of our latest platforms, and it's going to allow people to buy. Hey, I want to have a question for Spiritual Barbie. Does this live YouTube video, does it get posted, or does it like just erase after it's gone, or does it post as a video? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, because I might have to move. I have 11%. But anyway, salvaproperties.com with my friend Yako. We co-founded Salva Properties in El Salvador, because in El Salvador there's no way to really buy real estate uh, functionally. Like, you can't really go onto a website and, work with the broker who's legitimate and know what the real price is and do the transaction solid. Everything is like you're walking on eggshells. It's like, okay, you see the Facebook post. Well, by the way, it's Facebook, right? That's promoting all these properties and on Facebook, you can't actually sell property. You have to post it as a rental. That tells you a lot. So first you have to post the property, and then you have to kind of go on eggshells, and you have to be like very careful. Oh, is this guy even legit? I don't know. Let me go meet him. And then you find out he's not the owner, and then you don't even know what he's making off the deal. Then you don't even know what the seller's making off the deal. And then you have to go figure out if the property is legitimate. Then you have to go get a lawyer, and then you have to find out if your lawyer's legitimate. You don't even know if she's legitimate, because there's a lot of sketchy lawyers out here, like everywhere else. And then you kind of have to do this like dancing around all over the place. And imagine if you're not in the country, how difficult is it for you to acquire property here? You're not even in the country. How the hell are you going to buy property here where you can't even trust your own attorney? I mean, like the last interview that I had with Karen and Antonio on the YouTube channel, you saw the first attorney was lying to them. Why? Because he wanted to squeeze out money from them. So if you guys are in the States or outside or abroad, out of El Salvador, these guys out here, they're looking at you like piggy banks. They just assume you're rich. It's very, it's ignorance, of course. But people here assume that everyone is rich. Oh, okay, you're a gringo, you're rich. Oh, okay, you live in Canada, you're rich. You live in Brooklyn, you're rich. Everyone's rich. It's ignorance. And they treat you according to that. So they want to squeeze every single dollar out of you. Yeah, there's a lot of catching up to do here culturally. But anyway, Salva is the answer to this, because Salva only will post a property that has been verified by an attorney. And then when you want to transact, we walk you through the whole process from A to Z through the signing. And if you can't even be in the country, or even better yet, if you don't even have a NEET or a DUI, our attorneys help you get the credentials for you to buy the property. We've already done this. We've tested the model. We've done this about 7 to 8 times. It works. We've done it many times. Our lawyers are top notch. I mean, they're really workaholics. So this is the next platform we're launching. Hopefully, there's some stuff I don't want to say yet, because I don't want to kind of put it out there yet, but we're working on some stuff. It will be 20 properties for sale. We're still TBD on the pricing, but those lots are going to be 500 square meters, which is approximately 5,000 square feet in, American, US, or just like generally 5,000 square feet, which is relatively big compared to what you get in New York. A lot of you guys in the States or in cities, you guys are living in like 500 square foot apartments, 600 square feet apartments, 700 square feet apartment. You're living in like these kind of units. You're not living in like 2,500 square. Nobody has that. You don't have a 2,000 square foot unit in the city. And if you do, congratulations, you're doing really, really well. But I'm talking about the majority. The majority have a 700, 800 square foot apartment. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, you're getting a lot of value out here on the land. And besides that, you're close to the airport, about 10 minutes, and you're close to 15 minutes, and you're close to the beach, about 8 minutes. So strategically located, there's a brand new school nearby, and there's going to be a whole lot of commercial, like stores and stuff. So it's a great property, and it's going to be a gated community. That's another big thing that people like. Gated community with a pool, with amenities, soccer field, gym, a few things. I'll post that later. And yeah, we have a few other projects coming up. My website is going to be launching soon. That's where you'll see everything, like everything that I'm talking about will be on there. So you guys could, sign up for the website, like just subscribe, so that way you can get my blogs, my journals. I'll be writing about a lot of stuff, like what Pedro's asking about the world, the state of, consciousness, fasting, health, mindset, wealth, financial freedom. Like, all you guys could achieve financial freedom. You didn't even know that. You don't have to work 45 years, 50 years. You don't have to retire at 60, 65. The main thing that keeps people back is fear. You're afraid. You're afraid of taking that next step and saying, okay, I'm gonna take this next step and do it. But you can't. You should have more fear of following the system. That should be your greatest fear, because that system could collapse at any time. What happened in 2008, 2009? How many people lost their retirement? Even with one corporation, if one corporation goes under, you could potentially lose a lot of your investment, a lot of your retirement. So the fear is like ironic. You shouldn't fear branching out on your own and going into venture yourself. Your fear should be rooted in following the routine. That should be your fear. You should fear being mediocre. That's the greatest fear. My greatest fear ever in my life was being average. It petrified me. It was like Freddy versus Jason nightmares. It was a nightmare for me. I would not sleep comfortably. And when I was broke, when I was dead broke, like I'm talking about like negative, how do you even owe the bank money, right? But I used to have a negative bank balance, and I used to really, I was very uncomfortable. I used to have a lot of fear about like staying like that, and I used to always wonder, man, is this gonna be my life? Am I gonna be broke my whole life? I gotta really get it together and put in the work. So put in the work. You know, I'm relaxing now. Now you see me like just doing YouTube videos and just sitting on my grass with my chickens and going out with my wife. And, you know, it seems easy now and it seems like relaxed. But you know what? I'm actually working now more mentally than I did before. Before I was working more physically. I was working more as an end product. Like I was the individual and I was that one business, like just me. So I was not multiplied or I was not scalable. I was just working directly, trading time for money, and I was going everywhere. I was working 7 days a week for at least 4 years straight, nonstop, and I was trading my time for money. And then, you know, as you grow and as you learn, you start to understand leverage, and I started to use leverage. Now, at my age, at 36, sure, I'm not trading my time for money, but I am trading my ideas with people. And I'm trading my systems and my plans with people who I can collaborate with, like Yako. Yako has an expertise that I don't. Yako is an expert Bitcoin miner. He's an expert in Bitcoin. He's been into that technology for longer than I have, and I've been into it for over 10 years. So he's been into it for a long time. He's a top Bitcoin producer. And I saw him, we talked, I interviewed him here at my house, and we were talking about ideas, just sharing, you know, just kind of throwing back and forth some good ideas. And it just popped up, hey, like there's a big problem here. El Salvador has a huge problem. Why don't we fix it? Why don't we create a platform where people can transact via Bitcoin to buy properties? And voila, there you go. Salva Properties is the answer. And that's what it comes down to, man, solving problems. That's what an entrepreneur is. Grant Cardone he had to look up the definition and of what an entrepreneur is. I don't know why, because I guess he does well for himself, but an entrepreneur is basically someone who solves problems for a profit. So if you can solve problems and you can find a way to make money from it, and it's not a bad thing. If you're solving someone's problem and they're happy and they're willing to pay you for it, that's great. That's like a ministry. That's you're doing God's work. You're helping someone, right? So now imagine if you can do that at scale, right? So for example, let's say, I want to help people cut grass because they need to mow their lawn and they can't do it because they're elderly woman, or the guy, you know, he's handicapped, or the guy just does not have time and he'd rather be with his children instead of being here for an hour. Okay, so you solve that guy's problem. He says, oh great, I'll give you $50. Thank you. It took you half an hour. Okay, now what if you scale it where you don't have to necessarily you be the one cutting everyone's grass? Now what if you're like, okay, I'm gonna create a system where I can cut a lot of people's grass, solve their problems, and feed my guys, give them employment. You see, that's like problem-solving mentality. The other mentality, the poverty mindset, is how much do I have left in my bank account? I need to make this much to eat today or tomorrow. So it's just a shift, you know. It's basically, that's what I'm trying to say. You got to shift the way you think about stuff, and you gotta shift your goal set, your goal setting. You have to have higher goals. But like back to my original statement, all you guys could be financially free. Literally, all you guys. And the reason why I say all you guys is because all you guys won't. That's why I'm saying all you guys. Because each individual has it within them, but not everyone will do it. And that's why the world will continue to remain this balance that we have today. But we could still use a lot more entrepreneurs in the world. We could still use a lot more. We can still use a lot more problem solvers. I think if there were a lot more problem solvers, the world would have a better balance of rich and poor. I think right now it's extremely unbalanced. And right now, since 2020, since COVID, coincidentally, the rich have gotten exponentially much richer, and the poor have just gotten much, much poorer. And that has to do with a lot of things like AI, the internet, and also just control, systematic diplomatic control, nations, you know. So you're not really doing yourself a favor by just staying employed at one place and just following rules. So you gotta kind of like get out of your comfort zone and just kind of get on with it. This is, I don't know which one this is. They all look the same. My wife has names for them. I don't even know. I just feed them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take like just a quick maybe pause because I have to charge my phone. Well, you guys could actually follow me to the kitchen. I'll probably make myself a drink. Charge my phone. Since this is 2 hours, I'm not gonna sit out here for 2 hours. But you guys just, you know, send a request in the chat. The sky is very beautiful right now. Let me show you what it looks like. It's very nice and pink. Well, it's getting pink. Yeah, we had to get a new car because that Jeep is really faulty. I don't know who has a Jeep Renegade out there, but I've never really seen them actually in the United States. I've never seen a Jeep Renegade, but they have faults. But anyway, I mean, that's why it's important to have some type of financial freedom, right? Because if you run into an issue, you just buy a new car, just like that. It's like one of the benefits. It's like your problems are not really big problems. They're just things you deal with. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you know something happens, then like you can't do anything, right? Like that's the problem, and that creates more fear and more stress because when you're living like that, where you can't make one mistake or else you're like bankrupt, sucks. I've been there, man. Trust me. I can talk about this stuff because I've been there. I've been there. I've been to the point where I had no money, and then I've been to the point where I was a little bit comfortable, and I'm getting to the point where I am not more comfortable, but I am building more to have more choices, more options, right? So that's the point, my friends. That's the point, to keep pushing. Life is not meant to be just for you to just like sit in a chair and just watch TV all day and relax and get fat and unhealthy. No, you're here to push and to work and to grow and to evolve. You're here to evolve, most importantly. But the thing is, if you're going to evolve spiritually, most likely you're going to evolve financially. That's the key thing. Because if you evolve spiritually, that means you will evolve financially. Why is that? Because if you're evolving spiritually, you're evolving energetically. And what is money? Money is energy. That's what money is. Money is energy. Forget about paper, right? Paper is just the means of how we exchange money. We just decided to use paper because it's lightweight. You can carry it. You can carry it in your pocket, and it's not heavy, right? That's why they started to use paper instead of gold and coins, because it's lightweight. And that's what we use. We use paper. But all it is, it's an exchange of energy. So the amount of paper money that you're receiving, even if it's worthless, right? Even if the money has no value anymore, because if it's been depegged from the gold standard and it has inflated 99%, it has lost 99% of its value. It don't matter, because whether it's pegged to the gold or not, you are still exchanging some type of time for X money. So you're actually putting your soul on a time scale. You're putting up your soul for sale by the hour. We don't really look at it this way, but it's the truth. So you have to understand this. You're putting up your soul for an hour. Even if you're putting even if you're a doctor, making 200, 300K a year, okay, you're trading your soul for 300K a year when your soul is priceless. And yes, we need doctors, of course. I'm not saying that. We need doctors. We need everything, right? So I'm just gonna make myself a drink since You know, one person is here, but I'm gonna make myself a drink and just keep talking. Oh, okay, I can't even rotate my phone. All right, so I gotta figure this out. And you see, I'm here looking at all this food, bananas and plátanos, and my son's milk, which I don't know if it's good anymore. And all these papayas and sourdough and honey, and I'm like, man, this looks pretty good, but I don't know. Should I do it? Should I break the fast? Or should I keep going? I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. I'm like in limbo right now. I have no idea if I should break this fast now. Should I keep going or should I not keep going? Should I keep going or should I not keep going? Hey Pedro, should I break this fast or should I keep going? Because I have a class tomorrow, so I thought it would be nice if I was like on the fast talking about fasting. But even if I'm like, hey guys, I broke my fast yesterday, no big deal, right? All right, let me disconnect this, grab my, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you what I drink when I'm fasting. Okay, there's only a little bit left. My wife likes to do this. She likes to leave like a tiny bit of liquid in the bottles for me for some reason. I feel like it's like a troll, like some type of joke. But that's what she does all the time. She just leaves like a tiny bit of liquid, and I just have to deal with it. So I'm not even sure if these are the new ones or the old ones. I think this is a new one. Okay, I'm gonna make myself a drink. And the drink is, this is the drink. It's some Perrier, some mineral water, sparkling water, with so some of this Pellegrino, with one of these, lemon, and I mixed that up with some Himalayan sea salt. This is the only time I'm putting my phone down, all right? Because I need to make my drink. I don't have a cameraman. Don't have one yet. So here we go. Time to make my drink. Plus, it's Friday. You know, Fridays are like NPC days. And Friday is the day that all the NPCs go socialize because they're sick of their job and they hate it. And they're like, oh, fuck my job. I hate it. I'm going to go have fun now. I'm going to go drinking. Yeah, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. I hate it. So I need to go and de-stress. And I need to go see this chick. And I need to go see my friends and grab a beer because, man, I'm so stressed out. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of this matrix. But let's just pretend that the matrix doesn't exist. Let's just keep on going so that we can just keep up meeting up once a week. We have our beers, we watch our sports on the TV, we get our hot wings, and we just ignore it. We pretend like it's all good, and then we compare who's making more money, who has a better car, who has a better apartment, who has a better haircut, who has better shoes, who has better clothes, etc. And then, oh, okay, Monday, oh, fuck, go back to work, I hate my job, blah, blah, blah. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, oh, yeah, it's Friday. Why the hell am I gonna listen to this guy, Kevin Cargon? What the fuck is he? Like, who cares? He's just fasting, what a big deal. Let's just go to the bar. Let's just do that instead. Let's go have fun. Let's go have a great time. Life is short. YOLO, you only live once, right? No, you don't only live once. You reincarnate into this world if you suck. If you screw up, if you live a bad life as a human being, you come back and you try again. And you keep coming back until you make it out. Okay? And I'm not saying that. I'm making that up. Jesus said that. Jesus Christ said that. Jesus Christ said that the purpose of humans being reincarnated onto earth is so that the soul can purify the soul. Why does the soul need to purify? Because it needs to get to higher elevations. The soul has to come onto earth. So the soul has to come to earth. Audio is running low. Okay, wait. What does that mean? Audio is running low. I don't know. I haven't changed anything, Pedro. It's pretty much the same. I'm gonna put it up here maybe on this napkin tissue. Yeah, so you don't only live once. You live many, many times on Earth. And the dumber you are, the more times you come back here. If you're completely NPC, like a lot of the people that are in bars on Fridays, you're completely NPC. You're gonna be here many, many times. You're gonna reincarnate back to Earth until you get it right, and that might be who knows how many lifetimes. The purpose for you to be here is to learn polarity. You need to learn polarity, and you need to learn the matrix. You need to understand that this world, this material world, is a fantasy. It's an illusion of the mind, of the optical nerve going into the brainstem and the vagus nerve. You need to understand all this stuff. The real world is when you dream, when you're in theta, when you have lucid dreams, and when you travel, you're astral projecting. That's the real world. This world here is just a reflection of your spirit and where it is in its journey on planet Earth. Don't get it twisted, man. But like I said, I am here put on Earth as a Latino in this reincarnation to help out all my lost brothers. Because, God, we need the help. I mean, Bad Bunny is not going to help you guys out. Trust me. Bad Bunny is not coming for you to help. And neither is any reggaetonero guy that you listen to. I mean, please don't listen to this music. It's probably the worst music for your soul ever because of the beats. These low vibration beats. This is coconut water. So I don't even know if we have any more sparkling water because, yeah, my wife leaves like this much of liquid in the bottles as a prank. It's kind of like a sick joke, to be honest. Yeah, they're all coconut water. There's not even one. What the hell? Yeah, so that's a bad prank. What's up, brother? I probably missed some of your advice on your videos, but I want to know where and how you're investing your money. God bless you. What's up, brother? Yeah, no worries. This is gonna be posted. It's gonna be it's recorded, so it goes posted. So the best investment, in my opinion, right now is, well, it depends, right? It depends on your exit strategy, how long you want to invest for, you know, how soon do you want to pull your money out. But by far, the best investment right now is to buy land in El Salvador. Absolutely, and I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that you asked me this, so I'm gonna give you the answer. I'm gonna give you the answer, and this answer I'm about to give you is worth easily $1 million, and you're gonna see why. I'm not even kidding. It's worth at least $1 million. Okay, here's the game plan. I'm gonna tell you right now. Just let me know if you're still listening. Okay, this is the best investment right now, my brother. In El Salvador, at the moment, you can buy one manzana for between 30 to 50K. Okay? One manzana is 7,000 square meters, which is approximately 1.72 acres. It's a big piece of land. This is the dragon from Dragon Ball Z right here. Okay? Additionally, if you were to buy a lote, let's say a lote, you want to get a lote for yourself, a small one, 10 by 20 square meters, which is 200 square meters. How much do you think that lote will cost you? At least 20K. Are you following like what I'm trying to get at? Okay, so 20K for a 10 by 20 lot, or 50K for one manzana, where you can fit 35 of those lots in the manzana. Now here's the catch. Because you might be like, yeah, what's the catch? Okay, here's the catch. For you to sell these lotes in the manzana, you have to go through a process. You have to go through this lotificación process where you need to legally lotify the lands under that, under the government's code. So you have to install water, you have to install light, you have to build a little bit of infrastructure. So what you have then is you invest X amount of money into buying a manzana, you invest a little bit more into the infrastructure, and then you have a massive profit. So just to tell you again, one manzana is 50K. You buy it for 50K, you put in the infrastructure, and then you can sell approximately, let's say, if you sell 10 by 20 lotes, because you have to do the infrastructure and you have to leave green space. Let's say you get 25 lotes to sell. Do the math, 25 lotes by 20K, okay? That's like 500K. So you invested 50K, you're making 500K. Where else in the world are you gonna get that? This is what I'm doing out here. And earlier I was talking about leverage. Leverage means I'm going to partner up with people that have the capital or the insight of how to do this process. I'm just a deal maker. I make deals. I've been making deals since I was 23 years old. That's what I do. I make deals. I find opportunities and I connect the right people who may not have that vision, but I connect them, I paint the picture, I draw the blueprint, I say, okay, this is the deal, let's make it happen, and it gets done. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna start a fund for this. It's gonna be approximately $5 million fund to just acquire massive amounts of property in Salvador so we can start rolling out notificaciones. So yeah, if you're interested, you can just message me and yeah, we can take it from there. Tomorrow can I host a class? Okay, yeah, tomorrow I'm hosting a class. Oh, when am I gonna create a course on real estate? Yeah, that's coming too. There's a lot of stuff coming. That's coming as well. I'm gonna create a course. I'm also gonna have a special list. I'm gonna have this private access list for membership. It's gonna be a membership, so you're gonna be getting, for example, you're going to be getting between 10 to 30 properties a month, right? So you sign up for my membership, and I'm not gonna post these properties online anymore. I'm not dealing with Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I'm not gonna deal with those guys. I don't need Facebook. So I'm gonna post them on my website. That's why it's kind of stalled, because my website is still being launched, kevincargon.com. On kevincargon.com, you're gonna find everything. But this membership is going to include many things. There's going to be different tiers to it too. So one of the things is the thing that's going to be uniform for all three tiers is the list. This list is going to be exclusive properties direct to the owner and at real prices. So you're not going to have, get something pumped up like 20, 30K because we're going to make a profit. Everything's transparent. This is why you pay the membership fee, because we're going to be, look, I'll give you an example. A few months ago, we bought a property for 15K, okay? On a nice piece of land with a house on it already. Do you think I'm gonna post that online on the internet, on Facebook? Come on, I'm not. Why would I buy these things? And that's the problem for you guys, is that the good properties never make it to the market. The good properties get bought locally. They get bought here. They never make it. So that's my membership. My membership will be giving you guys access. And why is it a membership? Why is it a paid membership? It's because it's for serious people. I'm tired of dealing with all these people who are like window shoppers. Hey, Kevin, can I have more information? All the information is already on the website. It's on the listing, everything. What else do you want to know? You want to know what the lady, what she looks like, or what her name is? I don't understand. All right, guys, you see, this is what I drink on my fast. That's it. And black coffee, but I haven't drank black coffee today. I haven't been in the mood. Yo, I appreciate you guys for being on the live. Please ask anything that comes to mind. I'm happy to discuss any topic whatsoever, no holds barred. I don't have a boss. So I can say whatever the hell I want. Yo, Danny, my boy. Yo, Danny's a real one. Danny, 5-day fast, just like that. And then he made a bomb-ass Caribbean meal the next day. Some Jamaican, man, that got me hungry, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I saw those pictures. I'm like, man, I'm not breaking my fast though, but it did motivate me. You know what I did after that, Danny? That's pretty funny that I'm remembering this now. I actually, after you sent me those pictures, I got my notepad out and I started writing down everything I'm gonna eat after my after my fast. I was like, okay, I want to have some French toast. I want to have some steak. I'm gonna have some avocado toast with the egg on top. Yeah, but right, Danny, don't you realize during your fast that mealtime is more than just stuffing your mouth with food? It's more than that. It's like sharing with family. It's like really enjoying and having some passion behind the food that you're consuming. So yeah, Danny's a true one, man. Danny, a lot of props to you, brother, for doing that. And it just gets better. It gets better every single time. You're gonna work through layers. So like, it's like an onion. An onion has many layers, and you have to peel little by little. And the more you're peeling, the more you're gonna get to the original Danny, like the original blueprint. Because remember, you were born into this world pure. You were born pure, perfect. And then things happen to you, right? Things happen to you via society or your parents or family members or friends. Traumas happen, bad things happen, and all of these things that happened to you got stuck to your nervous system, and they got programmed into you, so they got stuck in you. And the reason why that happens is because the nervous system tends to protect itself. It has to protect itself, and that's why you grow certain things around the body to like keep you there. But the fasting unpeels that, and it reminds the body, hey, you're okay now, you're safe. You can go back to the original. I'm gonna charge my phone over there. It goes like that. You get back to the original blueprint of who you really are, and then greatness comes. Greatness comes, my brother. You're gonna have no fears, and you're gonna have all the energy in the world to do all the things you want to do. You have everything is energy. People don't follow through with their plans because they don't have the energy to do it. Really, it's not even about like motivation. It's not about procrastination. It's not about any of that. Procrastination is all about energy. If you're procrastinating, you don't have the energy. You don't have enough energy to do that thing, and that's because of a lot of reasons, starting with the food you eat. I've been trying to buy land all these years, but got some other problems to figure it out. Yeah, so I hear you, brother. I hear what you're saying. I mean, you have to kind of see that as a challenge, and it's happening for a reason, right? There's like a lesson there for you. That every time you're trying to do this thing, this pops up. So you have to take that as a lesson. Everything happens for you and through you. Like everything, you're experiencing life through your perception and your reality, right? So you have to kind of like see it objectively and just kind of notice the pattern. The best way I always describe this is like, just think of yourself as being like the character in the Grand Theft Auto, right? When you're playing Grand Theft Auto, there's no emotion, you're just playing, right? So think of life like that, like you're playing the game. And you have to kind of think like, okay, why is every time I'm gonna try to do this thing, why does this happen? What is program? What is that program, right? Everything is a program. So what is that program? What is this pattern here that it keeps happening? So yeah, it could be like, look, it could be many things, right? It could even be people like throwing bad energy to you, right? It could be that, you might be telling the wrong people about what you want to do. You might be telling the wrong people about your plans, and then these people are envious, and then they throw a lot of bad energy towards you, and then like, boom, there, you can't do it no more. So make a few adjustments, I would suggest. You've been trying to buy land, so next time you try, go and mentally don't go and try, right? Because you're going to like systematically and energetically put yourself in the same situation that you were before when you tried and couldn't. So don't go again with the trying. Go now with you will, right? And if it doesn't happen, then you just like, okay, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen next week or next month. But I'm in the process of it, and change some things around that too, right? Like, so if you were to tell people before, don't tell anybody about it. Just go and do it in secret. That's something I've done my whole life. I've been very secretive about what I do. I don't tell people because you never know who's a hater, and you don't know who has bad intentions for you. You don't know who wants to see you fail. It happens a lot, especially when you're trying to move up in life. Yeah. So, okay, we have an hour in. Cool. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna break my fast maybe tonight. I don't know. It depends if my wife makes some food, or I don't know. Or maybe I'll just hold on for tomorrow. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'll share a little bit too. Last night, Danny, we were talking about this energetic body, right? About how the fasting kind of releases things. So I have felt stuff too, right? Like the way you're saying, you feel stuff. I feel stuff too, and I've released a lot, but I still feel stuff. And I asked my body before I went to bed. You guys can try this for yourself. I asked my body before I went to bed, and I asked it, okay, please show me what it is that you're still holding on to so that I can know. That same night, I had a dream that my dad was following me everywhere I went, like hoarding me, wouldn't let me rest. And I even went to the bathroom to do a number two, and he followed me there, and he was like looking over the stool, and he was talking to me in the way where like he used to usually talk to me, like very like masculine, very like bossy, very mad, like upset, and very like macho, commanding. And in my dream, I screamed at him, I shouted at him so loud, and I said something like, "You effed up my life," or something like that. "You effed up my life at 36 years old." That's what I said in my dream. But in that dream, it's very interesting. I was like in a parallel universe. I wasn't me today. I was like who I would have been if I had not made a decision earlier in life to separate myself from him. So that was a really crazy dream. And what that dream tells me now is that I am probably most likely still carrying some type of frustration or resentment towards him and my past. So yeah, these are the things. Awareness, once you become aware of something, it almost disappears. And that's the key. We have to work towards awareness. Like the more aware we become of what we're dealing with mentally and energetically, the faster it goes away. It doesn't require many, many, many years of work. It doesn't require 25 therapy sessions with a therapist who's just gonna listen to you and nod their head and just like tap their pencil on their chin. I went to therapy for like 10 sessions, $200 a session in New York. This is when I was completely like disaster. Like I had really bad suicidal thoughts and stuff. And I would break down crying to the therapist because I was like letting everything out, all my frustration, all my pain. And the therapist never said anything at all. The therapist said one thing to me. Out of 10 sessions, he said, "You should work on your self-confidence." And that's it. That's all he said. I paid him $2,000. So therapist is like part of the system. It's part of, it's, sure, it can help. I'm not saying that, all therapists are like that. I'm pretty sure that there are some good ones, but go deep. Go deep inside, fast. Fasting brings up what you're dealing with. Meditate, pray. Pray is really important. If you're fasting without prayer, it's almost like you're not doing anything. You have to pray. Financial institution, so I don't have to spend my savings. Hopefully, find a financial institution. Okay, so like you're trying to find like a mortgage or like a you're trying to probably get a mortgage, or you're trying to. How so? Let me know what you mean. You can elaborate a little bit so I can kind of get deeper into it. But if you find a financial institution, they're going to require also an investment, always. It might not be as big as purchasing your own property. But again, a financial institution, it depends what it is, right? Because it could be anything. It could be investing in stocks. It could be investing in mutual funds. It could even be investing in a REIT, in a real estate investment trust, which is basically what I'm doing. So, kind of, figure out what they're investing in, what your API is, what you're getting back as an investment, what the term is on that investment, and make a decision. But I have a great a great eye here on what's going on with real estate. There's a lot of opportunity, tons. You know, the little property that I just bought here, I'm going to develop so that I can launch that on a new website, on a new company called salvadortours.org, which is a domain that I have bought. And we're going to offer high-end tourism packages there with the housing, right? So it's going to be like Airbnb with additional services. So I'm gonna make a video soon. You guys will see it. I'm gonna make a video soon offering if someone wants to invest in that development, and I will document the whole thing. And you know, there will be a return, like an investment. Okay. Yeah, okay, so, sure, yeah. No, we haven't. My wife did tell me about a gold mine in El Salvador, but it's not something, you know, we can actually, it's not something we actually have gone into. Right now we're kind of like, I mean, we're so busy, right? Like we have a 1-year-old as well that, you know, requires some time. You know, but I know a little bit about the gold industry, not too much, but it is somewhat marginalized. From what I understand, you have to either be a really, really big player, or you have to be some kind of trader with some, you know, some contacts. But it's something that I think we'll eventually look into once everything else is established, for sure. Oh yeah, and you can. Spiritual Barbie saying you can get houses built here for free from organization. I'm gonna interview those guys. They're called Habitat for Humanity, and my boy Saul, who bought a property here. It was actually my property. I sold it to him because I was like, all right, I'll help you guys. I'll help you out. You know, I was gonna keep it. Honestly, it's a property 2 kilometers from the beach. It's literally right by the beach. Very nice lot. I got it for really cheap. I had no reason to sell it. No reason at all. Saul knows this. But I sold it to him because he's a brother. He's a young brother. I never met him, but he's a young brother, like a soul tribe brother, and I felt that could be very, you know, very important for him to have a property and for him to get started on a new wavelength. So yeah, I sold it to him. But you know, the funny thing is, after I sold him that property, many good things happened. So you know, it's like sometimes when you let go of the things you really like, you get even better things. And that's happened to me now twice, because I sold the previous property to another friend, which I didn't want to sell, another property by the beach for very cheap, super cheap, very cheap. You might mean like some Louis Vuitton bags cost more, extremely cheap. And I let him pay me in payments, you know, like 4 months. So, you know, we're here to help. I'm not here to hoard everything for myself. I'm here to help. I'm very happy here with my wife, with my son. You know, we eat steak every day. We have fruit, we have chickens, we have eggs, we have automobiles, we have health, we have each other, we have vision, we have friends, we have companies, we have plans. And we built all this little by little. It wasn't always like this. Remember, I was broke. I was that broke. But you build, you go little by little. So you know, when things come, I'm happy to give. I'm happy to give. So all of my companies that I have right now with my wife, we have a total of like, I don't know, 5 companies that are in development. They are all with the premise and the intention to give back. Whether it's Salva, you know, giving Salvadorian people the chance to sell their properties for the right price, and they get their right, you know, the right value, where a guy's not taking like 20% of it. Taurus, which is my marketing company, where I'm giving people services for really reasonable prices, and also offering other services, which, you know, I don't want to kind of get into that right now. But yeah, everything we do is with the premise of helping people. Yeah, but I'm also happy and open to collaborating with people, because there's a lot of talent out there, right? We just need to connect. Like Danny, I'm pretty sure you're a talented guy. Carlitos, I'm pretty sure you have some skills as well. And it's just about, you know, finding that spark inside of you and that energy that you need. You need energy. You know, whatever you want to do in life, my friends, whatever it is that you want, whatever venture you want to take on and accomplish, remember, you first have to fill your body with energy. Okay? If you want to go on a road trip from Utah to New York, which I've done, that's why I'm using that example. If you want to take a road trip from crossing all these states, who would leave with a quarter tank? Who would leave with a half a tank? It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that, right? Okay, but same way, a lot of people want to start these great ventures, great opportunities, great businesses with nothing in their tank. And they have nothing in their tank because all they eat is sugar, bread, rice, glucose. All you're eating is glucose and you have no energy. That's why you have no energy. That's why you can't achieve anything, because you're eating all these sugars. Sugar is the worst type of energy, and that's what most people eat. Cereals, crackers, chocolates, chips. Not chocolates. Well, kind of, yeah, the sugar. So all of these things they feel good in the beginning and they rush you with sugar, like an energy rush, and then you crash. But you have to fast. You have to at least give your body a break for 2 days, 1 day, once a month, twice a month, one every 2 months. You're gonna find yourself with more energy. You're gonna have more creative ideas. Yeah, Danny, come out here next month. And yeah, man, like we're building here. We're building stuff. We're building enterprises. We're building businesses. We're building empires out here, man. There's a lot of stuff to do. It takes a team. It takes a team for sure. Danny, you know what we should have? We should have pupusas. Just because we're fasting, like just once. And I think I would only eat pupusas with a friend, not by myself. Because I feel like it's like a waste of calories. It's just carbs. But I wouldn't mind. I still like them. But you have to go to the right place. You have to go to the right place, because a lot of people just make like trashy ones. Or we could go anywhere else. There's a place called Tacos Hermanos, which my wife and I really, really like. Mexican food, very legit, very nice. Oh, and we got my boy Omayun, Pakistan. No, is it? Yeah, Pakistan. Yes, Pakistani food. Really nice food. I usually break my fast with his food. We just order a bunch of food. We have a big feast we just eat here. Kind of like the way you did with your Creole, with the Creole food. Yeah, so a lot of brothers coming out here, man. A lot of brothers are like hitting me up. I'm going to Salvador. Let's meet. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, if coincidentally all you guys are here around the same time, we'll just go to a restaurant. We'll just do like a nice, pollo tacos hermanos, pupusas. It'll be cool. Just kind of like, just all meet up and just chill and hang out. For sure. All right, cool. This live is going like pretty quick, I guess. 13, 17 minutes. Yeah, I'm still like in my mind, like I'm wondering, should I eat? I kind of want yogurt, to be honest. I want yogurt with the fruit and the honey, and then I want a hot chocolate. Yeah, I kind of want that. And then maybe a steak. I don't know if a steak is out yet though. Yeah, man, for sure, man. Like I'm open, man. I'm open. For now, I'm open until maybe people, when if I get bigger in the future, people might want to assassinate me. Then I have to be very careful. But for now, it's all good. I'm willing to meet anybody, because I'm not on anybody's radar. But we saw what happened to Charlie Kirk and Malcolm X and JFK, and anyone who wants to talk about the truth, they have the same ending. But I think at that point, I'll probably have bodyguards with guns when it gets to that point. But for now, yeah, for sure, man. I'm happy to meet. But let's do it. Like I said, we can all meet together. We can have some food, talk about some projects. What requires, the only thing that is required here to make it in El Salvador, to do a good business or to have a good enterprise, it's just to come from another place, because you'll see it. The reason why people here don't see it is because they've and it's not mostly their fault. They've come through many decades of trauma. They've gone through civil war, and then they've gone through so many years of gang violence. So their minds aren't like, they're not appropriated to looking at opportunity. They're more like on the survival and the healing phase, right? Like that's what the fasting does, right? It kind of brings things up. But for them, it's like already out there in the surface, because they just survived that. So it takes an outsider to come here and to be like, oh wow, all this is possible. And that's why I could see it, because obviously I come from New York, where like all you see is location, location, location. And yeah, man, but there are people doing big things out here too already. So it's just the time. Yeah, man, Danny, that's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. But that's, you get to a point. You get to a point in your spiritual journey where you're okay with it if it comes down to that, because that's what the point is. And you realize sooner or later that the body that you're carrying is borrowed. It's not yours. Like this human body that I'm inside right now, my spirit is inside this human body. This is a loan. This is a lease. I'm borrowing this to spread a message. And if they get rid of this body, that's okay. They get rid of the body, but they're not getting rid of the real me or my real message or my family. So that's why we need to keep going. Yogurt in the fridge? Okay, maybe you can prepare for me. That's the spiritual Barbie's my wife. I think most of you guys already know that. But yeah, if you want to prepare for me, I'm happy to eat some delicious yogurt right now with some papaya and banana, honey, and pineapple, because I bought a pineapple today. Ah, Santa Cristina, okay. That's near here, I think. They had some lots, so they sold it, I guess. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. Salva, our goal with Salva is to bring many, many lots to the market. And eventually, once we get to that point, I'm going to be selling those $5,000 lots. I'm going to do that. Because that's revolutionary, and that's what we need to do. We need to give people a chance. But of course, it's going to be under scrutiny, right? We're going to make sure that like one person is getting one lot, right? It's not going to be like, okay, I'm an investor, I'm going to buy 50 lots and then go resell it. No, it's going to be very careful. Patucanar is, oh, okay, yeah. So that's, yeah, I know exactly where that is. I just came from there actually, Carlitos. I went to take the Jeep to get the new battery. They have a new repuestos chain there, right next to it. It's new. So yeah, I just came from there coincidentally. Okay, that's a great idea. You and my wife can talk more about that, because that's a big market out here. Those yurts, some of them are called yurts. Maybe you don't need to build them with concrete, Danny. Maybe you can build them with denglass, with carbon fiber. Like the sheetrock, but the one that's waterproof. You could probably build it with that, possibly, because it's waterproof. So I've seen people build those. Yeah, I've seen people build those, and they have tourists. We actually met a guy from a flower shop. I forgot his name. Mr. Bubbles? Yeah. Mr. Bubbles, that's his like Instagram name, I think. He does a lot of hosting of these kind of like yurts, on these like domey shaped kind of things that all these tourists like that kind of stuff, for sure. Yeah. As long as you acquire some land sooner than later, you're set. You don't need to wait too long to buy property here. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting to see what people are wanting to talk about. Of course, real estate, it has to do with your vitality, right? With your living situation. That's key, right? Like that's what I was looking for first. I was looking for a place where I can live and raise my family. And then after you do that, then you can start focusing on other enterprises and bigger projects. But I didn't feel comfortable in New York. I didn't. I was living in these apartments with like so many people and paying all this money. Everything is so congested. Like you're nobody in the city. Like no one cares about you. No one pays attention to you. You're worth nothing. They make you feel like a robot. Like your soul is meaningless. And I just saw New York getting worse and worse. And then I just couldn't see myself raising my children there. Especially because I was raised there. So I was like, yeah, there's no way. So Salvador was like a very easy option, I like Spain too. I tell my wife, I like Spain. I like Barcelona. But that's for later. Not right now. There's a lot of things to do here right now. So yeah, I think I hear my baby. My baby screams now when he gets mad. He just screams. Yeah, he just gets upset. But he doesn't do that with the dad. He does that with the mom. They treat the parents differently. So yeah, this will be posted. It will be good for people to watch, I guess, later on. I have a feeling that my videos and my content will be popular, honestly, like in 10 years. Something tells me that. Like 10 and 15 years, my content will be popular. Not right now, because the world isn't really there right now. It's like, I don't know, somewhere else. But I feel like in 10 to 15 years, people will be like interested in these topics. So you guys are kind of ahead of the time by being here. Yeah, I know, that's true, Danny. It's true. Yeah, if I'm not here for too long, like today I've been out all day long. The mechanic, the sheet metal guy getting the battery back and forth. Yeah, I haven't been home much today. He gets like that. He gets pretty frustrated when I'm not home too much. When I get home, he kind of like just runs to me with his arms up. It's very nice. It's very cute. Yeah. Danny, you're a father as well? I didn't know that. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, it's hot out here. No, I think Texas is hotter, man. I've been in Texas. I was in I think it was Dallas. Shit, man, I was burning my ass off. It was like 108. It doesn't get that hot here. Here's like 90s. 90, like 92, 90 the most. But Houston was like, shit, oh my God, it was like an oven. Yeah, no, Texas is hotter. You're training right now. You're training well, you're gonna come here, you're gonna feel cold. Oh wow, Danny, you look like you're 45, bro. Like 21 for the oldest. I thought you were like 45 or like even you're younger. I thought you were like 40, 42. Wow, that's crazy. So you must have had your first child at like 14. Oh shit, I'm really good at guessing. Wow, okay, so you were okay, you were like 20, 25. Oh no, wait, 24. Okay, my wife was 23. Yeah, you look great for your age. Yeah, that's the second time I've guessed someone's age today. Today, my mechanic, I was like, you're 54. He's like, yeah, I'm 54. Okay, I think my wife is gonna make my yogurt. It's very nice. With my son. Maybe I can bring my son. Maybe she can bring me my son here for the last few minutes. You want me to put Yeshua here? Oh, where? Okay, bring me him here for a bit. Okay, you can make my yogurt. I'm gonna introduce you guys to my son, Yeshua. He just got hurt. It's okay, Yeshua. He got hurt. He bumped his head. Yeah. It's okay. Here, look at this thing. He's very tough though. He gets these bumps. He gets these bumps and he's just super strong boy. They say I look like him when I was a baby. Can't see his face right now, but okay, let's see. He got his milk. Want any milk, Yeshua? His name is Yeshua. Yeshua is Jesus in Hebrew. So it's like the real name of Jesus. Jesus is Greek, by the way. It's a Greek name. It's not even his real name. Okay, he doesn't want this one. Oh yeah, and my baby, this is a good time to talk about baby. Thank you, brother. Blessings to you as well. Thank you, Carlitos. Appreciate that. Yeah, you know, guys, the lady who takes care of our house, sometimes she came here one day. She's like, hey, what do you give your baby when he has calentura? Which is like a cold, right? Or a fever, one of them. And I said, what? My baby never got calentura. And you know what's the ironic thing? Is that their baby, they get all the vaccines, they get all the formula, they get all the stuff that the system tells them to do. And they're always sick. And my baby, thanks first and foremost to our God creator, it never got sick. The only time my baby got sick was when he drank the water from the lagoon at El Tunco, which is really nasty. But he did it so quick, I caught him at the very last minute, and then he got diarrhea. But it's not like he got sick, he got diarrhea. But my baby, thanks to God, he's never been sick because he eats steak, he drinks only coconut water. This is coconut water, straight from the coconuts. No bottled water. Look, he really loves it. And then he drinks cow's milk. This is cow's milk. This is milk straight from the cow, not pasteurized, it's not boiled, nothing. It comes from the, what are they called, otters? It comes from the otters of the cow, and it goes right into our bellies. Straight up. Naturally free. Matrix, exactly, Danny. My boy Danny's on the way, man. Matrix-free baby. He's a look, this is a matrix-free baby right here. Look at his thighs. Look, he got hurt today and he didn't even cry. He cried a little bit. He fell down on his head, but look at his big thighs. And he's 1 year old. He's 1 year old and 3 months. And he runs around crazy. He just runs around like crazy all the time. Yeah, so yeah, man, imagine you feed your baby all this formula, vaccines. Oh my God, this is how the kids get autism. You know, another last thing I want to say before I ran out of time here, 5 minutes. I almost got arrested at the hospital when my baby was born. Danny, Carlitos. A lot of people don't know this. I never talked about this. But at the hospital, there was like 8 policemen that showed up to arrest me because they said I had a gun. Why? Why did that happen? Because I was refusing for my son to get vaccinated. Refusing, and they called the cops and they said I had a gun. And they were hoping that, you know, the cops take advantage of the law where they can just take anybody in now without question, right? Because of the régimen. But, you know, God protects us. God is very powerful. God is more powerful than these people. But these people saw something, these cops, they saw something in me. And they're like, nah, we're not going to mess with this guy. So they just pulled me to the side and they're like, all right, man. All right, we're going to leave. And they left. But those people, they called the cops because I didn't want to vaccinate my son with all these vaccines. I said, no. And then they sued us. They sued us. They sued us in the hospital. They had my wife 1 day old with my son in front of her in the little stroller thing with like 10 people in front of her interrogating her. A judge, lawyers, translators, journalists, reporters. Oh my God, this is a true story, bro. And they were interrogating my wife. What's wrong with you guys? Blah, like if something is wrong with us. They were making us to seem like the crazy people. And then they almost convinced me, or they tried to trick me to sign a document that said I was willing to give all the vaccines to my son. And I said, I'm not signing that. I'm not gonna sign that, no way in hell. I actually rather get arrested. I'd rather go to jail. And in the end, we negotiated some type of deal where they only put him the vitamin one and what was the other one they put? K-shot or something. They only put 2 or 3 vaccines, but one of them was a vitamin, the other one was like tuberculosis, and one was hepatitis. Hepatitis is a sexually transmitted disease. It's okay, Yeshua. Why does a baby need a hepatitis shot? That's just sexually transmitted disease. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we gotta wake up from this matrix, and the ones that are awake, you gotta stay vigilant and gotta stay strong within your own self. Protect your families. Protect your families at all costs. The family is the strongest unit you can ever have in your life. There's nothing stronger than your own family. Yeshua, no touching that. Oh, you can touch, that's fine. The family, my brothers, the family is the strongest unit you can have. And then when you meet like-minded people, you create a bond, you create brotherhoods. And that's what they don't want. They don't want you to, they don't want us to be united. They want us to be all separated and arguing and competing. Man, there's enough on this planet for everyone, bro. Bro, one of our mango trees, it can feed 20 people, 20 families, one mango tree. It costs nothing. You don't even have to water it. You know, so we have this illusion that we have to be fighting with each other. We don't. We have to love each other. We have to be united. Yeah, brother, me too. I'm logging out right now. Yay, pupusas, nice. Yeah, that's good, Danny. Okay, good, brother. So I'm gonna show you guys my what I'm breaking my fast with. Yay. Okay, this is the fast is over, guys. This fast was for almost 10 full days. For I don't know how many hours, many hours, almost 10 days. And it feels like a blessing. It feels great to have you guys here with me while I break my fast. Danny, you are a godsend. I appreciate you, my brother, for being here. We are soul brothers, Carlitos as well. Have a safe trip, my brother. I'm gonna enjoy my first meal, my first food since September 30th. And much love, much peace to all you guys. I send you a lot of blessings. I send you a lot of love and peace. Salud.